New at 3, a manufacturing company from South Korea is expanding its operations in Memphis for the second time this year. Hyosung HICO is investing more than $150 million in the city and creating, listen to this, 240 new jobs. Here to talk more about the new development and what it means for our local economy is Ted Townsend, the president and CEO of the Greater Memphis Chamber. Ted, always glad to have you back here. Good to see you. Let's talk about Memphis, Tennessee being on the forefront of energy development. What does this mean, Ted?
Well, like I said earlier, twice as nice. 2 announcements in 1 year. But what it speaks to, Alex, is Hyosung HICO's commitment to increasing their capacity of production. We know that energy is going to be more and more critical moving into the next couple of decades of advanced manufacturing and certainly with artificial intelligence. The fact that they have invested twice this year with this most recent announcement, it means that they've invested over $300 million since 2019, and they will become the nation's largest transformer producer. So we're really excited that they call Memphis home.
So Ted, what are they seeing, and other companies, especially those in South Korea, what are they seeing in Memphis, Tennessee, of all places? They're
seeing a community and a market that is welcoming of their investment. They have a high confidence level in the workforce, the majority of which they get from right here in Memphis, Tennessee. So the fact that we see an opportunity for 240 more jobs coming into our economy is a great news story for Memphians.
What does that also say about the relationship between Memphis and South Korea? Obviously, one that's been building for some time now.
That's right. And it was important for us to select South Korea this year as the honored country for Memphis in May. We never expected that we would have 2 expansions from a South Korean company in that year, but again, Memphis is an economy that's on the world stage. Deputy Governor McWhorter, who was here for the announcement, indicated that the trip that he had with the governor just a couple of weeks ago in Asia, most of those companies were talking about what's going on here in Memphis. So we're very grateful that they've continued to invest here.
So Ted, from your standpoint, are these jobs for Memphians? Are we going to have to bring in people from outside? What are your hopes there?
Well, I think it's more than just my hopes. I think the reality is these jobs are for Memphians, and the fact is the jobs that Hyosung HICO has already created, more Memphians are working there than anywhere. So they get a lot of their engineers from the University of Memphis, and many of their other employees, both front office and back office, they're right here from Memphis. So we're really proud of that. It's homegrown talent.
Yeah, homegrown talent for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to Memphis kind of being in national news over the past few weeks, Memphis Safe Task Force, the National Guard apparently bringing in even more members as of maybe even this weekend, perhaps next week. Ted, what does that also say as to where we're going here? What do you want the rest of the nation to know? Because a lot of people kind of are concerned about what's happening in Memphis, Tennessee. Why do they need the National Guard? Why do they need the Memphis Safe Task Force? Is there a way to look at it both ways?
I think there is, Alex. You know, the business community has set public safety as a priority for the last few years. In fact, we have been working to advocate for more and more resources at the local, state, and federal level to assist those that are responsible for public safety with more and more resources. So this is, I think, a signal that Memphis is a priority. It's a priority for our state. It's a priority for the federal government to ensure that we address the issues that we've had with crime. The numbers were already trending in the way that they should, and now we see a 46% decline in crime in all categories year over year. So what I hope is the headline, Alex, is that Memphis has the steepest decline in crime of any city in the country, that we are never #1 on the FBI's most dangerous cities list again, and that we just drop from the conversation and the focus shifts to our economy and what a great cultural city that we are.
Some people will say, though, from a business community perspective, are we investing enough, though, once the National Guard, once the Memphis Safe Task Force, whenever they do leave, to address issues like poverty, crime, education, poorly performing schools?
That's right. Yeah, you know, I think you have to find what the precursors of crime are and be very intentional. We need to eradicate poverty. Let's just eliminate it. We need to focus on affordable housing and making sure that our students have houses over their heads and that their families have great career pathways into the jobs that we're recruiting here. I would love for folks that have struggled with household income to take some of these 240 jobs at Hyosung HICO. And those are family sustainable wages. So we've got to protect the the safety nets that are there for people in our society, and education, a job. Those are the two most critical things, in my opinion.
One last thing on a more positive note.
Yeah.
The Greater Memphis Chamber wants to empower Memphis filmmakers.
Absolutely.
What's the conversation like there, and why? We've heard about movies such as back in the day, Hustle and Flow,
Sure.
The Firm, The Client, Castaway, just to name a few.
Yeah.
What's the correlation?
Well, you know, we see, and we did a survey on music and entertainment. We see music and entertainment as one of our major economic drivers, just like advanced manufacturing or logistics. But we need to do more. We need to invest more. It represents about 3,000 people working in that sector of the economy, about a $400 million impact annually. It probably should be 10x that, Memphis, given who Memphis is and the deep, rich heritage that we have with music, but also where we're going with music is important. We need to pay our artists, we need to be an artist-centric community, and we need to celebrate all the creativity and filmmakers that make us special.
And quickly here for those watching, there's an upcoming virtual event featuring the Film Commission.
That's right.
As well,
Exactly.
that folks can be a part of.
Yes, absolutely. We hope everyone comes out and joins that event. We're going to talk about the construct of what makes this sector so important, what we can do to build it.
Chad Townsend, always good to hang
Thanks,
out with
Alex.
you.
Absolutely.
Especially on a Friday.
Yes,
for sure.
Friday.
All right.